The Rockford IceHogs wrap up their very brief three-game homestand tonight as they welcome in a tough opponent in the Central Division in the Manitoba Moose to BMO Harris Bank Center. Hello, everybody. Joseph Zakrzewski with you for tonight's episode of IceHogs Warmup. Coming up on the program, we're going to hear from the coaching staff, your favorite players, and we'll also go live to the BMO and have you ready to go for the opening puck drop. Well, for the Rockford IceHogs, they're coming in tonight with some confidence in their sails, a three-game winning streak looking to hit up and tie a season high with a four-game mark against the Manitoba Moose. Well, the Moose, they're going to be a tough opponent. They are on a 9-game point streak entering tonight and currently sit in the second place spot of the Central Division. So with that, let's take a look at the Central Division standings and see what's at hand for your IceHogs this evening. The IceHogs entered tonight with a record of 26-23, 3-1, fourth place of the Central Division, and are really starting to chip away and try and catch up to the Milwaukee Admirals. For the Manitoba Moose, they've really sat in second place of the Central Division all season long, have a 33-17, 3-2 record, and really they're just trying to lock things down and get to the playoffs. And looking at the division overall, Chicago continues to lead everybody as they just have one regulation loss in their last 14 games, so they're going to have pretty much a stranglehold of the top spot. Manitoba right behind them in second. Milwaukee with points in 7 of their last 10 games, and then you have the Rockford IceHogs. And then the fifth and final playoff spot currently being held by the Grand Rapids Griffins. They're having a rough go right now. They've dropped their last 3 contests, and that includes a tough loss out in California last night. The teams challenging both the IceHogs and the Griffins, the Texas Stars, they've also dropped their last 2, as well as the Iowa Wild in 7th place. And tonight, a great opportunity at hand for your IceHogs. This is the only Central Division game going on this evening around the American Hockey League. And looking at your IceHogs, they're rolling into tonight on a 3-game winning streak after a successful weekend here at the BMO against Grand Rapids and Milwaukee. They would down the Griffins on Saturday night 5-1 with a solid victory, and then would turn around with a thrilling 3-2 win against the Admirals on Sunday afternoon. Forward Lucas Reichel would lead the charge for the IceHogs, grab the game-winning tally in the third period against the Ads, and they'll be a part of a goal and an assist performance. And Reichel, a part of a trio of players on the same line together. It's him, Michael Tepley, and Andre Altbarmakian. All of them have been heating up. 12 points combined over these last 3 games on the winning streak for the IceHogs, 5 goals and 7 assists. Reichel enters tonight on a 3-game point streak with 3 goals and 2 assists. Andre Altbarmakian, we're going to hear from him a little bit later on. He's on a 5-game assist streak, and forward Michael Tepley has goals in each of the last 2 games. Now, the NHL trade deadline came and went on Monday. That's really the biggest thing that's happened for the IceHogs in recent days, and it was fairly quiet. The IceHogs would see goaltender Colin Delia go up to the Chicago Blackhawks for the rest of the season. That comes in response with the acquisition of Marc-Andre Fleury moving on to Minnesota, and then Cale Morris would join the IceHogs from the Indy Fuel. For the Manitoba Moose, they're currently living life out on the road tonight. Game number 5 of a 7-game road trip for them, and that's all coming after a season-long 9-game homestand. And they're on that impressive 9-game point streak. Their last regulation loss was back on February 26th at the hands of the Chicago Wolves. They're coming off a back-to-back wins out in Des Moines. That's where they were this past weekend. In Iowa, a 5-2 win on Saturday night and a 3-2 shootout victory on Sunday afternoon. And in that Sunday contest, they really had to battle back. They were down 2-0, but would fight back and get the game-winning tally in the breakaway competition to en route to the victory. And something the IceHogs need to keep an eye on is this is a Manitoba Moose team that has their scoring all spread out up and down the roster. They feature 9 players with 23 points or more. They're led by forward Cole Meyer, who's got 29 points. Jeff Malott leads the club with 18 goals. And for Greg Morales, he's got 22 assists. So point in case right there. 3 different players leading in 3 different categories offensively for Manitoba. Looking at this head-to-head series between the IceHogs and Moose, tonight is the 4th of 8 get-togethers between the two clubs. The IceHogs a 1-2-0 record. They just saw Manitoba at the beginning of the month back on March 3rd and March 5th. That was up at Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It would be the Moose, though, that would take both of those contests 7-2 and 5-3. The lone IceHog victory came here at home, the first meeting between these two clubs back on November 7th, and this is the first time Manitoba has visited the BMO since then. And I'd like to introduce you to a new segment to IceHogs Warmup, the Lou Backroad Automall 3 keys to the contest. And for your IceHogs, key number 1 tonight is going to be simply be ready. The IceHogs during this 3-game winning streak have grabbed the game-opening tally in each of those 3 games, and a lot of that coming with a great jump off the opening faceoff. But they also got to be ready because Manitoba playing with a lot of confidence as well on that 9-game point streak. Key number 2 is to take away the Manitoba Moose transitions. This is a Moose team that really knows how to turn pucks over, get the puck up ice and on the attack rather quickly, so the IceHogs need to be physical against this high-flying Manitoba team. And key number 3 for your IceHogs is to generate offense. I know that sounds simple enough, but for the IceHogs, they've outshot their opponent in each of the last 2 contests. Doesn't happen all that often. Only 14 times this season the IceHogs have done so, but Manitoba, they boast the number 2 shot defense in the American Hockey League and the number 6 team goals against average. So for the IceHogs, they need to get pucks on net to generate chances, especially early on tonight. It's going to be a fun challenge for your Rockford IceHogs this evening as they cross paths with the Manitoba Moose at BMO Harris Bank Center. Well, coming up on IceHogs Warmup, we're going to get you inside the locker room, hear from the coaching staff, as well as hear from your favorite players, and then come back live to the BMO for the opening puck drop. So stay tuned for more IceHogs Warmup.